Sun Tzu principles. If you don't apply Sun Tzu principles, then you would lose your battle or lose your war. If you apply the principles, then you got a better chance of winning the war. In fact, you will win if you apply Sun Tzu principles. Now, we went through this book, I think a couple of cycles back. I don't know, ABCDLJKL or something. You know, you can go back and I guess we'll put up an index sooner or later because we're getting all these film pieces, you know, tied in, so we can have an index and you can find stuff a little bit easier. But it's a lettered number earlier than the one we have now, so it's a lettered number, and we go through about 15 pieces of Sun Tzu, and we talk about Sun Tzu. Now, Sun Tzu, the general. Now, at every military school in the world, study Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu is required reading at every military school in the world. Napoleon studied Sun Tzu. Eisenhower, all of our generals, Eisenhower, Westmoreland, the Civil War guys, Grant and Jackson, all these guys studied Sun Tzu. Geronimo. Now, Geronimo maybe didn't read Sun Tzu, but he applied Sun Tzu principles. Napoleon, Eisenhower, and all the generals all up and down the line, in all the wars, Vietnam and all the wars. The ones that lost didn't apply Sun Tzu, but the ones that won applied Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu says, know your enemy. Spend more time studying your enemy than fighting with your enemy. Sun Tzu said a great general, and this is Napoleon, you know, on many occasions, Napoleon won the war without even firing a shot. He used psychology to woo the enemy into submission. So this is one of the greater philosophies of Sun Tzu, and he has about 10 principles, and we go through all this. But what does Sun Tzu have to do with water shoes? You know, one of Sun Tzu's principles is attack the enemy where he least expect you to attack him at. And a lot of times in the old days, this was through the swamp and through the marsh and through the thickets, the wet thickets, where it's hard to defend this area. So this is where the water shoe come in, where he could put his some troops, special crack troops, on water shoes. They walk through the marsh and swamp and thickets and bog and quicksand and all this stuff, and he can, you know, go through the back way and get to the enemy. All of your ninja, all of your martial arts is based on well, we don't call it trickery, we call it deception. You think that you show the enemy you're going to the right, you're going to the left. Of course, now a lot of these principles have been applied to business and sports. You're boxing, fake with the left, hit with the right. You know, do the rope-a-dope and you know, strategies. And we're gonna come right back.